flat pack company, Cam Lee, joins me now. Kia ora, Cam.
Kia ora, Jesse. How's it going?
Good, nice to talk to you. Do you actually remember the moment where you came up with this business idea?
Oh, I certainly do, yeah. It was actually down in the Dirty D in Dunedin, Cumberland College. We were, Angus and I, sitting in our bedrooms, sort of tossing around idea after idea, and this one sort of stemmed up, and we were actually in the middle of exams at the time, and sort of just went for it.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Are you the entrepreneurial type? Because I never sit around with friends thinking up business ideas, but were you just looking for something to do and to make some money?
I guess it's sort of always been in our roots, to be honest, Jesse, but yeah, we sort of threw around ideas all year and stumbled across this one.
Parents, are your parents entrepreneurs?
No, that's very fun. You consider that entrepreneurial?
Okay, and I sort of rudely suggested that you were probably drinking when you came up with this idea. Was that the case?
It might have been. Actually, to be fair, we were in the middle of exams, so I think we were alcohol-free at the time.
Being good boys.
Yeah.
So what was the idea?
Initially, we started buying and selling.
These are what I call cowboy cakes.
I sort of bought them off graduating students.
Very simple recipe.
Our mate moving into flats the following year.
Baking powder,
did that for one summer and
flour,
realised it wasn't that scalable.
salt,
So,
oil
after a bit of
and
thinking,
water.
we looked down the importing route, and now
So there's 1 teaspoon of salt here.
So yeah,
And
the second-hand beds are pretty short-lived, and now we're
1
doing,
cup of water.
yeah, up to 2,000 products out of China and Malaysia.
Yeah, it's incredible. The second-hand bed business, what was your markup? Can you remember?
And they have a good shelf life.
Actually, to be fair, it was pretty ridiculous.
And they have a really good
often got
shelf
handed
life.
second-hand beds for free, and pass them
The
on.
idea is to make the dough not too dense.
Yeah.
If you make it too dense or too tight, if it's lacking in hydrate, it's got to have a lot of hydration. It's a hydrated dough, not a dry dough, and that's what makes it really nice.
Yeah, scalable. So again, that's quite entrepreneurial language that becomes naturally to you, but not being the type. What you mean by that is you were only ever going to be able to do it in Dunedin with as many beds as you and your mate could shift.
You did right. We could do about 7 or 8 a day, 2 at a time in the back of a trailer.
So when you get that ring around them,
all that price of flat packs,
you know that you've done it right.
Yeah, between 80 and 100 a day.
Oh, that's
for the
incredible.
period.
Stay there for a second, Cam. I've just got some COVID news through. And it's a big number, 306 community cases of COVID-19 to report today.
Did I say oil? So it was flour, water, and I beg your pardon, and some ascorbic acid out of the orange. We squeezed a whole orange into the dough, and that gives you the ripening agent for the dough.
Tests yesterday, that's interesting. 27,000 tests, much more tests than the previous few days. And from that, 306 community cases. I'll share any other news from that.
So these are my favourites, cowboy cakes.
Back to you, Cam. So, yeah.
And then we just poke a knife in there when it's cool, and fill it up with salad, whatever you fancy.
We actually pre-sell in the dry containers.
I like it with cottage cheese and celery and grated celery and homemade cottage cheese.
Student market, just when the majority of students move back into their flats. So they sort of, the idea is that they arrive at their flat, so down in Dunedin, and the bed arrives a couple of hours after they do. Full flat pack.
This is the caravan life of a cowboy.
And can be slept
The caravan life of a 64-year-old cowboy.
At the moment they range between 699 and 1149.
That's not super cheap.
No, well, to be fair, it is pretty affordable at this day and age. Prices have gone sort of through the roof the last couple of years due to COVID, shipping and raw materials. So 699 is actually very reasonable for a mattress and bed frame delivered.
And it's you're called the Flat Pack Co. So tell me about how they pack up and the advantages of that.
Yeah, great.
Proof in the pudding.
The advantages of having
Proof in the pudding.
is the sort of economies of scale and genetics.
And it's got a good shelf life. So once again, it's that was full of water. Cheap bloody radios. They don't hold their station. They don't make transistors like they used to. You've only got to drop them once and they don't go properly.
I imagine you had to become a bit of an expert in logistics, did you, pretty quickly?
We did actually. We've got a few awesome partners that we work with, but gee, we've definitely learned a lot the last couple of years.
Yeah. So where to from here? How many beds do you reckon you're selling in Dunedin each year?
We'll do the 2,000 student products nationwide this year.
How many?
2,000 across the country.
Yeah.
But sort of next step for us is trying to take this truly nationwide and expanding into the young professional market, sort of that next 20 to 30-year-old age group, and really becoming sort of a bedroom.
So yeah, once more, the recipe is that was full of water.
And what's unique about you? I mean,
there's the bowl that we mixed it in.
Why have you gone so well?
1 tablespoon of salt, level tablespoon of salt, mixed in with the flour. A full orange juice mixed in with the flour. It's baking powder. You've got baking powder flour. It's just a bag of baking powder flour to make the dough consistent. I don't know how much flour it took. Probably 3 cups, 3.5 cups of flour. And then there was a bit of olive oil incorporated into the dough, extra virgin olive oil.
So that was Cam Lee from the Flat Pack Co.
And the olive oil was put in last, once the dough had formed.
Turned out to be a pretty incredible business.
So you're on googlemo.com, experimenting.
Let's go to Marama now.
Cowboy Tucker. Don't forget to subscribe.